Hello, brothers and sisters. Hope you're doing well today. And I hope you're blessed. And I hope your family's blessed. And thank you for listening here. Title, Trying to Make a Name for Themselves. Genesis 11:4. Come, let us build a city and a tower which tops to heaven, which tops all the way to heaven. The Tower of Babel, Genesis 11:1-8. I'm Jackie, and this is Jackie Bible Story 777. And please like and subscribe. And my Cashapp is $Jackie Bible 777. So, Genesis 11:1-8. Now, the whole wide world had one language and a common speech. As men moved eastward, they found a plain in Shinar and settled there. They said to each other, "Come, let's make bricks and bake through them thoroughly." They used brick instead of stone and tar for mortar. Then they said, listen to this, guys. Let us build ourselves a city with a tower that reaches to the heavens, that reaches to God. Oh boy, guys. Oh boy. That we may make a name for ourselves. Do you know people that are trying to make a name for themselves in a bad, infamous way? There's people that say infamous Mary. Sorry if your name's Mary. Infamous this on YouTube. Infamous that. Or a movie, infamous something. Infamous is not good. So these people wanted to make a name for themselves. So they wanted to build and build and build till they get to heaven. So let's see what happens. So they wanted to make a name for themselves, and it's called the Tower of Babel. So we may make a name for ourselves and not be scattered. We don't want to be scattered. So we're all going to stay in the same place. And I know God wanted to scatter us, but we won't be scattered because we're going to fool God. And we're going to be more deceiving and more special than God. That's what they said in their heart. We're going to make a building so high that it's going to reach up to the heavens. Really, guys? Let's see happen. Let's see what happens. And not be scattered over the face of the whole earth. But the Lord came down. He actually came down, guys, in those days. Genesis was the beginning. So the Lord came down to see the city and the tower that the men were building. The Lord said, if as one people speaking the same language, they have to do this, then nothing plan will do to tempt them. Impossible. In other words, the Lord said, as one people speaking the same language, they have begun to do this, then nothing they plan will be impossible. So the Lord said, if they plan to do this because they're speaking one language, nothing they do will be impossible. So they'll do all kinds of evil in the land. So God came down to see what's happening here, guys. This is really something for them. Nothing will be impossible for them. Come, let us go down and confuse their language, so they will not understand each other. So God said, I'm going to confuse their language. They will not grow up like that. I'm going to confuse their language. So Genesis 11-8. So the Lord scattered them from there over all the earth, and they stopped building the city. That is why it was called Babel, because the Lord confused the language of the whole world. The Lord scattered them over the face of the whole earth. So Babel means confuse and confound, guys. I looked it up. Babel. Therefore, its name was called Babel because there the Lord confused the language of all the earth. Remember, brothers and sisters, now remember the whole world had one language and a common speech. So, my brothers and sisters, you know, they were trying to build a mighty city and a tower with its tops in heavens. The workers trying to make a name for themselves. That's a real special thing, a name for themselves. No one should really try to make a name for themselves because God will make a name for them, not in a bad way, in a good way. You don't have to be infamous and make a name for yourselves. So they wanted to be called the people that got up to God in heaven. I guess that didn't work out too well, did it, guys? Because God is stronger. It's God's plan, not our plan. God would never let that happen, guys. Just like people try to overtake God, the enemy, it will never happen, guys. Never. So making a name for yourself means trying to gain and increase their name, renown, glory, and fame. This has been problems with mankind from the very beginning of time, and we see it now more than ever, guys. Guys, since very young, I remember when my Sunday school teacher or someone taught us that people were trying to build a building up to God. You know, guys, none of us can build anything. Spaceships, buildings, airplanes, nothing is going to get to God in heaven except our prayers. So our Lord in heaven is special, and he will not let people get up to him, but our prayers can. However, our prayers, sincere prayers, they can certainly get to our Lord. He hears them. So we have to wait for an answer for sure. The language got changed. No one ever spoke the same language again. So the Babel, the Tower of Babel, have you guys ever heard of these people are basically babbling and babbling? You say, oh, that people are babbling. So they are talking and talking basically without saying a thing. I've talked to people like that. They talk to me, oh, la, 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 la. I said, what are they even trying to say? There's no mission in what they're saying. I actually know people like this. It's sometimes wasteful talk or just plain terrible gossip. The Lord knows, my brothers and sisters, and you know too. You spoke to people that were babbling to you before, even on the telephone. You said, I got to hang up on this person. This person's babbling on and on. I don't even know what they're talking about. Okay. So I love you all with the love of Jesus, guys. And my Cash App is $Jackie Bible Story 777. Please like and subscribe. And let's talk for a moment. So people think they're going to have fame and make a name for themselves by sinning and getting over to God, getting on top of God. No one gets on top of God. These people got fooled very easy, very easy. God came down and said, what are they building? Oh, they're building a building to try to get to me and making a name for themselves. Let's see what I'll do. Because he said, if I let them do this, nothing will be impossible for them. They're going to think they got a name for themselves, and they're going to go higher and higher in their sin. Because no one can get to God. No one. Except us Christians and our prayers. That will get to God. And he hears us on the first day. But as you know, the Prince of Persia up there is fighting God on our prayers. But our prayers get to him, and they will be answered. Just keep the faith like a mustard seed, a teeny little mustard seed. I love you guys so much. Be blessed, stay blessed, and I love you guys. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.